Now, now as you hear that contemporary African music, especially led by Afro beats, but, as African Americans to begin to discover contemporary African music, what are your thoughts about that? Do you see a growth? Do you see yourself being introduced to new audiences here with the brothers and sisters here in the U.S.?
Yes, yes, I think it's been quite a journey. Ghana has come through a phase, different phases of music as the time goes on. Growing up, we used to listen to high life and mostly international music, like, music from America, like the hip hop and the R&Bs, and then the reggae as well. And way back in I think 1996, a new genre cropped up, which was a blend of the high life, which was the indigenous Ghanaian music, with the hip hop, and it was called the hip life. And that was, yes, and that was the era where most young people were able to, emerge and express themselves through the music, which, marrying the the hip hop and the R&B and the high life mixed together to make great records to express ourselves as young people. Fast forward, the music has evolved with time. There's been more influences with reggae and dancehall, uh, and then now it's metamorphosed into what we call the Afrobeat now, which still preserving the high life and then creating more new genres. And there's Afro dancehall, there's still the hip life, and then there is the Afro pop as well.
It's interesting that you mentioned that because I do hear when I'm in Ghana, I hear a lot of reggae music, and it's very interesting to me when people ask me, what kind of music do you listen to? I'm like, when you go into the grocery store, you go hear some reggae or some gospel, in the
Yeah.
in the elevator, all of these places. And I did hear a heavy reggae influence when I listened to your music. And I know that Rocky Dawuni, our mutual friend there, is kind of like a pioneer in Afro reggae. Talk about his influence in the world of Ghanaian music.
Well, Rocky, legendary Rocky Dawuni, uh, is one of the few people that has been able to, propel Ghanaian music worldwide, especially outside of Ghana. Uh, he's like the typical example of the hope that Ghanaians could actually win a Grammy, because if my memory serves me right, he's been the only Ghanaian musician who's been nominated a ton of times for the Grammy, and it's every musician's dream to get recognized by the Grammys. Uh, and Rocky's influence in reggae in Ghana makes us feel like, okay, when you're doing reggae music, it's not just going to be like a local thing, because reggae is widely known by most people as a Jamaican music, but we also know that Jamaicans have their roots from Africa, so reggae is not really far from us. And Rogi is one of the people that makes us know that reggae music can thrive even if you're singing it from